Hello and welcome to another episode of Around AFI from Talkin Balls. I'm your host Neil Adams, and joined as always are my lovely co-hosts in Rob and Curtis. How are you, gents?
Good evening.
Sweet mate, good to be back.
Sweet to the beat.
I knew you'd put chips behind my back. I've seen that coming all day.
And the Imodium.
I didn't see the Imodium.
Didn't see the Imodium?
No.
Huh? Yep.
I don't know, but I said our big Michael in the bar there when we were obviously having a few pints after the game on Sunday, turned around and someone told him to watch What to Say or something, and he turned around and goes, "Watch What to Say?" I was on the train the other day and I was listening to the Talkin Balls podcast, and Rob was saying something about 4 people heard it in the train and were all looking at me. I was like, "Oh, well, my bad."
So, yeah. What were they saying?
Yeah, I don't know. He said that he must have the earphones on too loud, and he looked left and right, and there was like 3 people staring at him. And he was like, "Oh, turn that down."
Oh, God.
So yeah, good time.
Well, what's a crack? We took a week off there, so we did, folks. Rob and Mark went away to Tunisia. Curtis
oh yeah, how was it? I was Tunisia.
It was good, mate. It was good. Weather was class. Didn't really sort of adventure out of the resort too much, but other than that, it was really good.
Nice.
Did quad bike through the mountains. That was good crack. So it is
Awesome.
How girls allowed, Curtis?
Do you know what, mate? Girls thought I was actually class. So it was. I genuinely wasn't really looking forward. Not that I wasn't looking forward to it, but more I got tickets and I said to my girlfriend, "Do you want to go?" And she was interested, so I went with her. And do you know what? Every song was a banger. To be fair.
And what was your favorite?
Sound of the Underground for sure. You know,
of course.
They not do that?
Love Machine is a close second. To be fair, yeah.
I think Sound of the Underground's the only one I know, because it was on that Now That's What I Call Music way back in the day.
You think that, right? You think that, because I was the same.
Okay.
I was like, I know about 2 Girls Aloud songs, and then they all come on, and you know every word to all of them, because they were so big back in the day that you heard the song so many times you didn't even realize it. So you definitely know more than you think you do. Either that, or I'm just like a really closeted Girls Aloud fan.
Well, you're this is your job to know music, is it not?
I mean, you could argue that, yeah.
Like over the years, you've played them, so subconsciously forgetting them, if you know what I mean, maybe.
Possibly, yeah, that could be it. But either that, or they're just really good, you know.
Yeah. Well, they are. They're like the biggest girl band since Spice Girls or Sugar Babes.
Yeah, you could say that. I'd definitely say that.
Yeah.
I mean, Little Mix are in there too, to be fair, but
I don't. Sugar Babes was always my favorite.
Little Mix don't have a Nadine Coyle though. That's the issue.
That's true,
you know?
Yeah. Go on and give us a say.
You forget them with the Pussycat Dolls.
Has a child with Jason Bell, so there's
Yes.
the tie-in for American football.
I gave her a free packet of Tito Crisp in the airport one time.
Huh?
Nadine Coyle.
Right.
She only had 50p, and I was like, they're £1.
Oh, is this not like
Go ahead.
Doctor?
I used to work in the airport bar. But go ahead there, love you. Go ahead. Sorry, I got this for you. And not that I bought them or anything. I just give them for free. But anyway, football happened again this weekend. We will just ignore what happened the previous week.
No, you were telling me about what happened the previous week, and I think I'd like to start with that.
No, I said we're going to ignore it whenever we were talking about it.
No, there's
this week.
I think the scores and stuff, that can be found elsewhere, but there is one particular story that I think we should start the podcast with.
Do you want to tell Neil or shall I?
I don't want to tell any. I want to go home.
Rob, I think you might tell it better.
You're currently sitting in your own house, mate, so it's good that you're nice and comfortable.
There is about 1 million questions whenever we ask people to ask us the question, and there's a good couple of questions, and most of them are from Mark regarding this topic.
So, would you like me to bring it up now, or would you like me to elaborate on it later? Or don't you just do both?
Whatever you think, mate.
We could start and finish with it.
Okay, cool. So, Neil, you played your first game of American football in 5 years against Wexford.
Yes, sir. With no training.
With no training, yes, fair enough. You get through in the deep end. Stuck you on special teams. You're on the front line.
I've never done special teams before in my life.
Okay, stuck you in the front line. Wexford obviously about to kick a ball, and kicker fluffs the ball. Okay.
Yeah, Dorian Trainer, thank you for that.
And comes straight at you. Okay, what's your first response to that? You tell me.
Up on the ball and fucking, or else grab it up and run to the fucking end zone, mate.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah. What was your decision though? What did you choose?
So beforehand, I was watching a Peter Kay advert.
Okay. We're going with this next to start with. Have it.
And it just have it, and I decided to hoof it for some strange reason.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why I did it.
Oh, you absolutely panicked, mate. That's what happened.
Mate,
was it at least a good kick?
No, mate. It went about 20 yards.
Yeah.
It was near that bad. I could have probably just ran and caught it myself and then ran it into the end zone because I kicked it high enough, I think, that I could have ran and caught it and put it into the end zone.
Did you get confused? Like, did you think you were playing rugby?
Man, I didn't even know what I was playing. Before I went on, I was like, "Why am I on special teams? Please take me off special teams. I've never done special teams. I don't know what I know what to do. Like, as I was saying to Rob, see if I'm on the sideline, there's no pressure at all. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, somebody else did that. I'd be like, fucking dickhead, what a fucking why didn't I just drop one? I'm like, the ball was just coming at you and you just it was going clean for my foot. You know what them ones where it felt like it was going to be nice sweet kick.
The worst part of it was though, I was obviously playing middle linebacker that day, and I'd just done that tackle in the 1 yard line where I had to chase the boy for about 40 yards, and I was knackered because Rob don't run, and then they got the touchdown, and I come off and I thought, I'll get a wee break here, maybe 2-3 minutes to get a breath, and my back's turned to the play, and all I hear from Jerry is, "Don't kick it!" Well, who kicked it? Fuck! And then I was back on the pitch immediately.
It was me who kicked it.
Yeah.
I don't want to play offense. I don't want to go into a fucking O-line here. I'm moving in my back. Here you go, lads. Every chance I get here. Oh, here you go, lad. There's the ball again. Take out there.
I was knackered, so thanks to that.
You're very welcome. So yes, moving swiftly along. If there's no other questions on that one.
No video footage, not no.
Oh fuck, mate. If there was, I would be inundated with that shit.
Although there was some pictures that were shared by West Eagles there, either today or yesterday. I might need to have a look through those and just see there's
I've looked through them and all. There's none of me doing anything like. Although there is, I was wearing a helmet that was too small for me because.
Well, that's your excuse, isn't it?
I was looking to see how bad it would look, and it looked pretty bad. Like.
That's your excuse. Helmet was too tight, and it affected
fucking
your decision
squished my brain, mate. Squished my brain. That was it. Yep.
You were also wearing pads that were too small for you because you threw on your son's pads and they were large.
I was wearing my son's helmet and my son's pads, so yeah, it was just a mixture of things that happened. Nothing to do with my whole mentality or anything. But anyway, there was football, boys, this week, not last week or anything. There's also a wee bit of drama that happened this week, but we'll get to that. Trojans against UCD.
Alright.
Trojans were 10-8 up until the last quarter, I believe.
Yep. I had a chat with Dan Quinn on Sunday about it. I sort of asked, what was his personal opinions on it? Were UCD not as good as usual, or have the Trojans kicked it up a gear? Now, obviously, he's a Trojans player, and a good one at that. But he thinks they've taken that stride. They've kicked it up a gear, and they're ready to go now. Challenge the big boys.
You think it is? Think so?
That's what I was just taking it from Darren's mouth. That's what he said. So, you know what? More power to them. They need to get more, sort of challenges for them, UCD and Rebels, which does seem to be across the table. Knights had a close game with them this year. The Rebels, that is. Trojans had a close game with the UCD. So, yeah.
Well, it's close in the top three. There is a top three now instead of usually a top two.
You're going to bring your dark horse in there again?
Bring them in a wee minute, mate. They didn't play this week, so we'll talk about them in a wee minute. Maybe dark horses. C-Job 1983. The paints were amazing, and Wexford absolutely loved it, especially the outsider.
Oh, yeah.
On a nice warm day like that there, you need it. And you were saying the Guinness was perfect as well, didn't you?
Mate, I took one sip of that Guinness, and I went, that tastes like I'm going home on Monday. Swear to God, it was so good. And the perfect sort of, as you were drinking it, every mouthful left a line down the pint glass and all. Oh, so good.
Yeah, we were impressed with the paints. It's good stuff.
100%.
But yeah, so UCD beat the Trojans. We didn't do any predictions on this because obviously we took a week off. But I would have picked the UCD, to be fair. Same for you, Curtis, would you?
I don't know. I was actually following that one quite closely on their social, and it was a tight enough game. I kind of thought maybe with Belfast, I want to say being in Belfast, they might have done the job. I mean, it was a close enough game, so yeah, tricky one.
Yeah, no, it's good to see the Trojans are putting up a wee fight against UCD, because obviously we're all from the north and we kind of want to see the north do well because all them Dublin teams just seem to be taking over that top division. So, be good to see them doing better in the league. Back to the normal days when Trojans used to win.
The league every year.
Yeah. So, getting back to
They're
that.
Not doing badly though, are they? Like, what? How many teams go through to the playoffs? Is it top 4?
It's the top 4. Trojans are sitting
still in fourth there. Still in a playoff place.
But they've played 6 games. The Cork Admirals they're on 5 points. Cork Admirals played 5 games. Belfast Knights have played 5 games, and they're both on 3 points. So they do have a better score difference, but obviously that would change if one of the other 2 teams win.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but they're in a good position. They're in a good position to make playoffs. Like, UCD and the Panthers have already made that, and we can just only assume that the Rebels are going to make that too. They're only 8 points or 3 points ahead of the Belfast Trojans, and they have a game in hand. So it's only a matter of time, before the Rebels are in there. Confirmed in that
the Rebels are playing the Trojans this weekend, aren't they?
The Rebels are playing the
Panthers.
Yeah.
Panthers.
At the Panthers ground. So they are, sir. I have all this information up.
Mate.
What?
I only have this phone. That's it. It doesn't hold all that information.
I have. See in my wee screen up here. I have the league, the results, the fixtures, and the direct messages I've got from people who sent me in information, which is only one tab. There's only one person sent it in. Not that I asked, to be fair, because that was off. Anyway, next game, Rebels against the Admirals. The Rebels 22-8, which I think is, I don't want to Admiral for the Admirals. No.
Okay. No, you can have it, mate. It's fine. It's fine. We do have a dad joke section. So,
I thought it was very Admiral for the Admirals.
Admirable.
Admirable? Admiral?
Yeah.
Admiral?
Admiral is no word.
It's a pun, mate.
Well,
come on.
Okay.
So I thought they did very good to keep the scoreline that low for the Rebels.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's weird saying beat 22. It's a good result, but it is against the Rebels. It's a good result.
It's a good result for the Admirals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean. You would assume that they would do better. Although I think last year did the Admirals not beat UCD last year? I think. Then that's another year. Who cares? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this game, Curtis?
I think there's a bit of a, like you say, it is, not to reuse your joke, but it is quite admirable for the Admirals because there seems to be like a split in that league, and that split is the Trojans, where you've got your top 3 from Dublin, and then kind of underneath that there's the Trojans in the middle, and then there's a wee kind of step down below that. So you would imagine the Rebels might have put a bigger score on them, but they seem to have held out well, and like you say, admirable for the Admirals.
That was admirable. I can't I say that word?
Admirable.
Admirable? It doesn't seem sound right whenever you say it. That's why it's admiral for the Admirals.
Okay.
Manors Vikings. Absolute must-win game for both teams. Vikings came out on top, 28-14. Now, what I will say is the Manors kits looks pretty sexy at the minute. Like,
oh, that purple kit's always been class.
No, was it? The new kit is pretty sexy. But that puts Westmeath bottom with 0-5. The Vikings are now on 3 points. So
they got the draw against Admirals, didn't they?
Yeah. So
which wasn't admirable for the Admirals.
It wasn't admirable for the Admirals. But I think, is it not like a good bit of runs or better games, easier games? So I don't want to say easier games, but you know what I mean. It's like not as hard.
Oh well, their schedule's opened up
for the Vikings going into the last 2 games here.
Yeah, they've got the Knights to play, do they?
Yeah.
Maybe
I think they have to play the Manors again. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one, because that game between them and the Manors is probably going to decide who's staying in SBC and who's going down to Div 1.
Yep, because basically they need to win 2 games in order to not get relegated.
Yeah, or draw. They could draw against the Manors, but you'd rather win them both.
Yeah. Well, drawn is very... I would like to say drawn doesn't happen a lot in American football, but it has happened a lot this year.
It's strange that we don't go into the overtime in the AFI.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's just because we only pay refs till 6 o'clock, and if we went in overtime, they would have to be paid extra.
I mean, our game at the weekend there ended at 4:30, so there's plenty of time for an extra quarter.
People only book the pitches for a certain time. I mean, we're getting kicked off our pitch at 6 o'clock. 5 to 6, wasn't it?
That's because straight up. Ban Jack's to his leg, and we had to wait in the ambulance coming back.
But we were literally being kicked off our pitch by the form. The form was sitting there waiting on us while you were supposed to leave at 6. It's only 10 to 6.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's because they wanted to lock the gates though, and then all the cars were still in the car park and all that sort of stuff. So,
but no, it was a good win for the Vikings. Manors were at home, so it was a very, very good win for the Vikings. For play time, I do like a wee Vikings and we Fennel down and we run back quarterback.
We know that.
Yep. Rescue Carcass. The Vikings, the Manors or the Vikings play the Knights twice. So the Vikings play the Knights twice. So then that'll be an interesting one. See all the big boys in the Knights deal with the speed of we Finn.
I can't referee in another Knights game for the end of the season, but I can't remember who they're playing.
Yeah.
Can't remember for the life of me who they're playing, to be honest. Sure.
Probably the Vikings, because they're playing them twice.
Could be. Hopefully it's not in Limerick though, because I will not be going to that one.
No.
25 quid to drive to Limerick. I'm out.
I do have to say there, I can see that the Minotaurs are sitting bottom of that league, but they do, for me, top the Jersey League. So they do, because I've just had a look at that purple jersey, and that is nice. That is a nice jersey.
Pretty sexy, like,
yeah.
It is a nice job. I'd actually go out and buy one of them jerseys, like.
I've always liked purple jerseys. Vikings,
if there was a league for that, like, let's put them top.
100%. There is, apparently. We'll
is
say no. I don't know. I don't even know. Don't even know anymore. D1, where all the best stuff happens. Guys,
that's where people kick punt returns, isn't it? And all that stuff. And
mad shit happens.
Kick offs.
Yeah. Back. So, well, we're not talking about last week because we weren't here.
See, the last person we saw do that, it was for us against the Cowboys, and he wasn't able to play again because he had a severe concussion.
That was Graham Vaughan, wasn't it?
Graham
I
Vaughan,
have a conversation with Graham Vaughan about that. Because like, Graham, what was going through your head? Because I wasn't even concussed.
He was a great player too.
I'm just fat and I'm in the heat.
I was the sudden.
100%. That's what it was. And I'm diabetic as well, so I need sugar. Anyway. Crusaders against the Mavericks. I think we all probably would have went for the Mavericks on this one.
100%, but the Crusaders put a good showing of themselves in there. Was it 21-14 or something finished?
21-14, yeah, it was indeed.
It's a good result for them. Real good result. Based off, obviously, their results in the league this year. They haven't maybe been where we thought they would be. But yeah, it's a good result against the Mavs.
Crusaders haven't been playing as good as we all thought they would have. I think
Yeah,
same
no,
with the
definitely.
Rhinos as well, to be honest, like until they played us. But like, I think we all thought they would have been doing better in this league. I mean, I think we put them all ahead of the Eagles and the Giants.
Yeah, I would have put them up there with Mavs and Cowboys at the start of the season.
Yeah, I think he actually did have it somewhere, but we'll get it. Dave McClellan says yes, you're going to the Knights and Vikings on the 16th.
Men.
So Vikings rescue carcass. You will be. You'll have Rob Chippy ref as the referee.
Knights, remember to bring chips.
Yeah.
Make sure the fryer's fired up.
Whoever brings him a cheesy chip is winning that game.
Whichever team gives me a cheesy chip, I'll throw
Allows me to eat it at the half.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on a 4th down against the opposing team. I will not do that, by the way. In case Stephen Bowles is listening.
He will not, because Stephen Bowles will be coming on here going, whoa, now you can't fucking ref, and you'll be like, happy days.
I know. Sweet.
No,
I would never do that.
now. But yes, this Mavs sent me in their touchdown scores, which was Oisin Finn was a receiving touchdown from Nathan Hardy. Daniel Finke, as always, with a rushing touchdown. Nathan Hardy with a rushing touchdown. Brendan Sims with 2 interceptions. Oisin Finn with 2 interceptions. And Jerry Lawless with a sack.
I'm not surprised about Mr. Finke getting another touchdown like at all.
I think he's on top, isn't he? Like?
Aye, does the job. Where's Cheat Code this year?
He's the head coach next year.
Oh, is he not playing, or?
He's the head coach. I don't know if he's still playing, like, but he's head coach of them.
Mad. That's mental.
So, next game. Last game.
Is it our game?
Jets against the Rhinos. The Jets 6. Who scored our touchdown, by the way?
Jason.
Big
dirty sweep for about 70 yards again.
Fuck.
Yeah.
53-6, we got beat. The Rhinos team, I think we says we're struggling on offense. 2 weeks ago.
Are?
No, we were saying that the Rhinos were struggling on offense 2 weeks ago.
I know we struggle on defense, so.
That's very true. Yeah, so it was another good game, my second game.
What did you play again, yeah?
Yeah, it lasted shorter than my first game. So it did.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but it's fine. Yeah. We don't need to go into that anymore. It's fine.
Yeah. So, yes.
Rob,
you were there for most of it.
Yeah, all of it. But yeah, no. Well, they had 2 pick sixes. The Rhinos. They had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, another fumble recovery for a touchdown, and then they, as far as I'm aware, ran 3 touchdowns in. Overall, towards the end of the game, though, our defense wasn't doing too bad. We were getting the ball turned over.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 or 3 and outs maybe. So we're getting there. It's just end of the game numbers once again for the Jets. We finished the game with maybe 16, 17 players.
I seen Michael Keenan getting taken off.
Big Mike's hurt. He went to hospital on Sunday.
Right? No way, fuck's sake.
We don't know. They basically said because there's no pain, we can't give you an MRI.
Because there's no pain?
Yeah, so they believe he may have tore his meniscus in his knee, but it wasn't sore enough to give him an MRI, so they've referred him to his GP. I don't understand what that means, but we think.
What do you also say? I heard like fuck.
That's Michael, isn't it? I mean, he's just a big. He's a farmer by nature, so. I'll fucking get on with it, boys.
I've had a cow fall on my fucking leg countless times, for fuck's sake. That doesn't hurt.
So,
no, we can't do anything about it. It doesn't hurt. What are you doing here?
Yeah, Curtis hurt himself as well. He's hurt his groin. List just goes on, mate. We just struggled to finish out games. And the Rhinos were a good bunch of lads.
Yeah. No, they always are. They always are.
Yeah.
Curtis, when are you come back?
Coming down.
When are you coming down, Curtis? Yeah.
Oh, lads, I can't. I'm a runner now.
We need a runner. We need a guy that can run.
I'm like a runner now. Do you know?
We've got a perfect position for you, running back.
Yeah, but
it's actually got running in it.
I know, but slow. Do you know? I can't. I'm not fast.
Oh.
So I'm not.
Jay got concussed as well.
No, we didn't. No.
Jason just said Jay concussed. Michael Keenan says Uttermilk will sort it out. He'll be back.
Aye.
He'll be back for the Jazz next week.
Have you heard of this Uttermilk stuff? Everybody raves about it.
Everybody talks about it like Uttermint. I thought Uttermilk.
It's
Uttermint, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you should put it. See if anything's hurting. Like you've got a wee muscle sort of strain, or like you can feel like a bit of tendon stretch. Stick it on, you won't feel it.
Really?
Great. Yeah, it's really good.
Is this thing that's meant to be used for milking cows?
It's used for their udders to soothe them.
Right.
If it's hurting them when they're like getting milk and stuff like that. So
wow.
If it works on a cow, it's going to work on a human too.
Michael's a farmer, you see, so he knows this shit. We bet Uttermilk.
Well, it was Elsa that brought it into the team at first. She was the one that started talking about it.
He cuts up cows for a living, doesn't she?
True.
She's a butcher.
Yeah.
I thought the Uttermint helps with that, like.
Yep. That's fucking right. So yeah, thank God there was no questions about anything else on Sunday. We will move on to week 14 fixtures, and we'll talk some balls about that.
There's someone. Who's that guy? Rescued carcass running back runs.
Running back runs. Yeah, Curtis. That's what they do. Like that would be your full-time job on our team, just running. Only you're holding a ball instead of
and like charging into people.
You don't have to. It's more. You see, this is the thing. This is the general misconception about running backs. You don't run into people. You try and run away from them. Get away from them. You're not supposed to run into them.
Try and get around them. No, trust me. I totally get that. But that doesn't stop people from trying to stop you from running.
But that makes you run quicker.
It's like to me, it's like running the brick wall. Do you know?
Just go round the brick wall.
I did it for years, running back and stuck like.
Yeah. It's all well and good saying run around the brick wall, but see when the brick wall moves side to side as well, and it's trying to flatten you.
Yes, but like, say if a brick wall can catch somebody who's fast, then there's something wrong, Curtis, where you're running high.
Well, that's true.
You need to be quick. Are you quick, like?
No.
Are you not?
No.
Looks like what are you running for a living for?
You don't have to be fast, like that's it. Yeah. If you need me to run slow for a very long time, that's fine. But I don't think that's what you need.
Quarterback, maybe.
Again, I still felt too slow. You know.
No, well, sure, but we'll see. You're probably quicker than half of us. Like, no, we didn't win whiskey. We lost just by a wee small margin. Not as easy to dodge as you think. Well, they can catch me. The real value cap is bossing. Whiskey says for your Red Bull hat there, Curtis.
What is it?
He's loving your whiskey, your Red Bull hat.
Oh, very good.
Down the chat. Panthers against the Rebels, boys.
Yep.
Who's gonna win?
Rebels.
Go for you first, Robert.
Rebels are gonna win.
Curtis.
That's all I'm saying.
So, a couple of weeks ago, when the Panthers called me out for constantly betting against them and losing on 4 consecutive occasions, I actually think they might have been onto something. So they, and they're showing up. Like they're showing up. I would go as far as to say they were a dark horse, and I think I'm the first one to say that. Yeah, I'm gonna go Panthers in this one. They're looking good.
Are you right enough?
I actually am. Yeah, they're looking good.
Damn. And you've went the Rebels?
Do you want my reasoning behind it, or?
I would love your reasoning behind it, of course. I would love you to elaborate on every pick that you make.
Fair enough. Well, we've chatted about this, and I know that, don't get me wrong, Panthers have been fantastic this year. They're 5-0, qualified already for the playoffs. But I do feel they've had an easier schedule than a lot of people out there. They played the Knights twice. They've played the Trojans, who they struggled against. They've played the Vikings, and they've played the Manors. So they haven't played, any of the guys that we consider that level above just yet. UCD Rebels. They've been fantastic. They've done exactly, they've beat everything in front of them, but they've still had an easier schedule than, other teams, likes of UCD, likes of Rebels, likes of Trojans. So I just think this will be their first big test of the season.
Calling Trojans an easy game?
No, not an easy game. Easier game than the Rebels and UCD, though. So they've just had an easier schedule basically, and I think that the Rebels are just that bit more battle tested this season, and we'll get the win.
I'm going for my beloved dark horse, which is the Panthers. And I know we had a conversation the other day where I picked Panthers because they're my dark horse, and Rob was like, "Oh, well, then they're not your dark horse anymore because you think they're going to win it." And I'm like, "Oh."
I just been pedantic.
Then I think they're going to fucking win it, and I think the fucking Panthers are going to win it. They're no longer my dark horse.
Listen, if they beat the Rebels and prove me wrong, I'll apologise live on air next week, because they're obviously going to get
You've
at me.
ever apologised about anything?
I did. I apologise about the chippy ref gate. So anyway, no. Obviously, they get at me.
Was it not like a backhanded sorry where you're like, "I'm sorry, I'm fat" or something, or "I'm sorry that I freaking like chippies"?
Absolutely not. No.
I've never seen you do a sincere apology in my life.
It was a proper apology, but anyway.
Play that back.
No. Obviously, they'll get at me on social media because I haven't picked them if they do win. So we'll see what happens.
Panthers have Matt back, and we'll have Finn out at wide receiver. Oh, Matt O'Meara. Is that his name? Matt O'Meara has been playing in Germany for the past couple of years, Robert. He's come back as QB, and Finn Kearns is going out at wide receiver. Would you like to change your...
Nope, sticking with what I went with. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Me and Curtis going with the Panthers. Robert going with the Rebels.
I don't. I stick to my guns. It's fine.
But apparently, we'll apologise next week, which I can't wait to see if it happens.
It'll be a quick feat and apology. Sorry, Panthers.
Now, next game we have is the Admirals against the Knights, and the Knights have to make the trip all the way down to Cork. And I'm not gonna lie, like, we only went to Wexford, and that's a long ass trip.
Especially when you have to drive there and back. At least you got.
I broke my foot.
So it was on your left foot. My car's automatic, so you could have drove.
Yeah, but I wanted to drink more cider.
No, still going for Knights in this one.
Ooh.
I like the Knights this year. They've made a lot of improvements, and I do think this will be another win for them.
So you don't think because the Admirals came to an Admiral score with the Rebels earlier that you don't think they could take them?
Nope.
At home?
Every time this year that I've said the words "oh, big long journey down there," I don't think they've got it. The team that was away has won the game, so
but I said it this time, whereas you didn't.
I'm just going to stick with the Knights. I think the Knights have got it.
Graham Vaughan, I've just seen that you came into the chat. I have something to discuss with you. Apparently, I'm the second jet to kick a ball randomly. So
he wasn't severely concussed. So
it was sunstroke. Curtis, who do you think is going to win this game?
I mean, there's nothing between the two teams, really, is there? Except for a bit of points difference, which, again, does that really mean much? Like when you're that close in the league,
there's literally 7 points difference in it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
15. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is like that's a 5-hour drive from Belfast. Like you say, it's a big journey. That's the only thing I can see between the two. Do you know, the Knights are going to be a bit better, sort of less fatigued is probably the best way to put it. The Admiral's a bit less fatigued. So I don't know. This is such a difficult one to call, but on this occasion, going to go Admirals for this one because again, put up a decent performance last week, and coming off the back of that, they might just have a little bit too much. But I do think it's going to be an extremely close game.
Yeah, like you say, it's a coin flip. I mean, like, what's the Admirals are sitting at -15, the Knights are sitting at -30. They both played 5 games. They both fucking lost 3, won 1. They're both on 3 points. This is a 2-pointer, like, so whoever wins this, you know, it's a big ass game. Like, this is a must win for both of them. Like, if they're looking to make these playoffs, like, it's a big fucking, like, if they don't win it, whichever team doesn't win it, that's like basically going to be really, really hard for them to get in the playoffs. But saying that, I'm like Rob. I do like the Knights this year. I think they're even better than the Trojans. I think they deserve to be higher up than the Trojans. Like I said before, the Battle of the Belfastards. They should have won it. It was obviously a draw. So I'm going with the Knights. Going with the Knights, guys. Next game is the Rhinos against the Razorbacks. And the Rhinos are at home. Razorbacks coming off a loss to the Giants. The Rhinos coming off a win to the Jets. Where are we going here, Rob? Where are you going with it?
We'll have to go Rhinos. I thought that the Razorbacks would be a far better team this year than they are. They're still a good team. Obviously, I'm not saying they're a bad team. It's just that I thought there would be further, a higher standard of team up in that top four with the Mavs and the Cowboys and stuff this year.
They should have been, yeah.
But they haven't just quite clicked, shall we say, with the amount of players and stuff there at the club. Maybe there's a couple of opposing personalities or whatever. But I think the Rhinos will win that one.
The Rhinos, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo what Rob said there. Again, I'm sort of new to the Irish American football, and I always sort of thought that I remember the Razorbacks being one of the better teams from what I was told, and just from looking
never
at this,
told that, mate. Never told that.
Maybe not by you guys, but
not by us. No, by the world.
But yeah, just on this occasion, just literally looking at the league table here, that's pretty much my basis for this one. I'm gonna go with the with the Rhinos. The Rhinos do seem to have a bit more to play for. Now I know the Razorbacks are a game behind and technically still in it, but the Rhinos could be making a charge towards getting into that playoff spot. So to me, it looks like they've just got a bit more to play for, and I'm gonna go Rhinos in this one.
Did you mean that pun, Curtis? Did you? Rhinos making a charge?
Charge.
No, I didn't.
I love that. Mate. I love that shit. I love the puns.
I should be on the radio.
Nothing right. Especially when you don't even know you're doing it. You know what I mean? It just happens naturally, mate. I love that shit.
Off the cuff.
No, I'm going to say the exact same things as you. You know my thoughts on the fucking Razorbacks offense. It's fucking pure dung. You know what I mean? It's only just got progressively worse with the lack of fucking Stu Wiley, the lack of fucking Big Dunk. Do you know what I mean? It's just getting progressively worse. And whenever you're an offensive coordinator, he doesn't want to put in one of the best players that's in the league, then there's something wrong there. Like, do you know what I mean? And also there's a coaching change and all as well. So it's looking like the Rhinos, it's not even going to be a contest in my eyes. Like, yes, the Razorbacks do have a good defense. They're solid on defense, but a game when they come up against the Rhinos offense, it's just going to be it's going to be a mismatch in my eyes. Like, I don't even know if the Razorbacks will score against that defense.
It's a good defense. It is a good defense. The coverage on Sunday was amazing. Everything, even if we got a pass off, they were right up Jay's ass, they were up Joey's ass, just tackling them, bringing them down. Batting down the passes. I think they had 4 interceptions in total in the first half alone against us. So their coverage in the backfield is brilliant. And they're good. Their defense has always been good. They're known for their defense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If we're looking at the playoffs at the minute, you have Craigavon Cowboys, the Life Mavericks. I don't know why they haven't clinched the playoff spot yet. Surely the Craigavon Cowboys should have. But the top 4, who do you think is going to make a top 4, boys? Craigavon Cowboys, then Louth.
Cowboys, Mavs, Eagles. I know. I'm thinking that I'm going to have to. There's something to do back on. I said at the start of the season, the Giants haven't been tested yet, but they're doing well. They have a. By the looks of it, it'd be between the Giants and the Rhinos for me, for that 4th spot at the minute.
Yeah. What about yourself, Kurt? Because I know you're looking at the division at the minute.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Can you see that? Can you?
I can see your wee head going up and down like this, reading.
Yes, reading the thing. don't know. It's hard to call. Like I said, I don't know the teams obviously as well as you guys do. I would go as far as to say obviously the Cowboys and the Mavs are nailed on. But anywhere between the top three there, the next three, the Giants, Eagles, and Rhinos. It could be any one of them. Now you obviously play the Rhinos at the weekend there, so you have a bit of experience of how they're looking. And yeah, that's a hard one for me to call. Just with the Giants maybe being there in third, they could stay there, but I don't know. Hard one to call.
It is indeed. I think it's just going to be the Eagles. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Giants make a division playoffs. Like, do you know what I mean? But I just feel like it is going to be the Rhinos. Because I think Kildare's gone now. Like they're sitting 4 points, and all the rest of the teams have a game in hand on them. Like, so
yeah,
I think that's them out of there.
That Wexford Eagles team was so well drilled. The mismatch in that offense, the blocking, brilliant bunch of lads, as you know. But I hated playing against them. Oh my god! Just no matter what.
On defense, I would have hated playing against that fucking offense. Like that was just like, where the fuck's the ball? And I was fucking on the sideline.
I thought I was getting the hang of it in the second quarter, and I only played one half. But they go into that triple I formation, and they do the front back goes this way, other two backs go that way and stuff. And I sort of came in as a bit of linebacker, thought I'd read it, and they were going right, and I sort of started running that way, and I just looked left because I was like, he hasn't got the ball. QB's fucking throwing it past the other side of the pitch. And I'm like,
yeah.
That was annoying.
Makes your heart beat.
Yeah, but they're a very well drilled team. The mismatch in that offense, making you look one way and the ball's actually going the other way. Fucking yeah, very very well drilled.
100%. Right, so we'll finish off with them questions that we got. Yeah, Mark, do you like special teams, and what's your thoughts on kick return? Don't have any, and I don't like special teams. I assume that's
my special team either.
Do you like special teams? I don't know. I feel like this is all directed at me.
No, I don't like it. I didn't mind doing kickoff, but kick return, I didn't like it. But shit,
Curtis, do you like special teams?
Can't say I've ever played in special teams. I enjoy watching them, but I can't say I've ever played in one.
Next question is: was Neil a kicker in his past life? No, I don't think so. No. Next one, Neil, do you like the song "Pumped Up Kicks"? Have you ever heard of it? Have you heard of it, Curtis?
You don't know "Pumped Up Kicks"? Boston people? You would know it if you heard it.
Aye.
You would. It's a tune.
Has Neil been watching too many Justin Tucker videos? Don't know what that means either.
Is Justin Tucker not a kicker in the NFL?
Oh, I thought it was your man Tucker must die or something.
He's trying to get himself. You're trying to get yourself on the international player pathway. That's what it is.
That's
all kickers.
You know what I mean?
Straight through to the NFL.
What down do you reckon is best to kick the ball?
He's really fucking rubbing this in, isn't he?
Just a wee bit.
Brilliant. I love it.
Neil, do you prefer laces in or out?
Oh, fuck.
I don't have a preference. Michael McKee says, how did Neil's return to kid of football go? I've played 3/4 of a match so far, and I've played more downs than you, fucking Michael.
Wrong. He's been fit for the last 2 games.
I know, but he's been on defense, and they've been fucking off straight out in their first play most of the time.
Not
Sorry,
true.
Rob, that's you and your defense too, but I'm not trying to get it. I'm trying to get
Fuck, I play everywhere, mate, and I haven't stopped.
Anyway, Booms Hogan. Proper questions.
Shit.
He says, are there too many teams around Belfast with the Jets, the Hawks, the Giants, the Knights, and the Trojans? And I would 100% say yes. There's too many in our area. If you think about the Cowboys too, the Cowboys are just as close to us as the Giants would be.
True.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's not quite the epicenter
the west.
Sorry, go ahead.
Or east, sorry. You've all the team. Most of the teams are on the east.
I bar Giants and
Or
Vipers.
Well, Giants on the east.
No, they're not.
Northeast.
It's the same as the Dublin thing, though. It's a population thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think that is it. With the Giants, but like there was a team in Tyrone called the Tyrone Titans. They folded because they couldn't get players. Like,
and it's just the lack of people. It still shocks me to this day that people don't know that there's an American Football League, and even there on Sunday, it was when I was walking down to the pitch. Oh, well, what he's playing today with my American football pads in my hand. American football. There's an American football team. Yeah, there's a league. We've been here for 8 years. It doesn't seem to, unless you're in that circle, people don't know, especially in the north. And then you get a lot of people say they're interested, but they don't bother their whole coming on a Sunday as well. That's been the bane of my life playing American football. It's like when back in the day when you used to box or whatever. Oh yeah, no, I might come to boxing, and then you never see them. Same with American football. It just doesn't happen. So, but there is a lot of teams, and there's not as many people in Belfast as there is in Dublin. So, I would agree with that to a certain extent.
And Rescue Circus, the kick. Somebody on our team kicked a ball when they should have not kicked the ball. Basically,
needs first play in 5 years.
Was it the first play?
It's his first play, mate. My first play. Wow. I was first on the fucking field. My first fucking thing. I'm like, why am I doing special teams? And I'm like, I've never done this, and I'm like, fuck's sake, I'm going to get fucking out here by some big massive bastard running at me, and then the ball came at me, and I said, I don't want any of this fucking smoke.
Do you know what comes into my head whenever you say that? Do you ever see the meme of the woman whose house was on fire? And it's like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I got that.
Nobody got time for that.
Just picture you catching the ball and being like, ain't nobody got time for that, and just getting rid of it again.
Did you hear about Wee Keelan's kick return?
No, please tell me he did something mad.
So he came on and they kicked the ball right at him. Great catch for him because he's a cornerback. He's not known for catching balls. Caught the ball and he just sort of ran sideways. But the whole time he was running sideways, he was like, and you could hear him at the sideline breathing really heavy, and you could tell he was terrified. And then we were all shouting, "Stop running sideways, cut up field," and he cut in field and slid. And then come off the pitch and goes, "I'm not fucking doing that again." I was terrified. And we were all like, right, okay.
I went on in the game. I went there whenever the game on Sunday. I was like, Jerry, please take me off special teams. You know what I mean? Like, it couldn't have happened any fucking more perfect than the last game with it just coming clean at me on the first play of my first ever game back. Oh my fuck God. But anyway, yes, there's too many teams in our area. Yes. I think. If we were in Dublin, there's like 47 teams in Dublin, you know what I mean? And they can get away with it.
Because there's also 47 million people instead of the 1.8 there is in Northern Ireland or something. Yeah.
But Jason, you asked this question, and I think I already answered this question. Jason Duddy says, what's your predictions for the playoffs in both divisions? In order, now we did Division 1, where I picked the Cowboys, the Mavs, the Eagles, and the Giants, or the Rhinos. Then you did the same, didn't you, Rob?
Mine's the same, only I would put Rebels second instead of you put Panthers first.
No, I just Division 1. Cowboys, Mavericks, Giants.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
And then Giants or Rhinos I put. You did the same there, didn't you? You did the same well, Curtis, didn't you?
I've gone Cowboys, Mavs, Giants, and then I'm stuck between the Eagles and the Rhinos.
Yeah. So, in the Premier Division, I obviously have the Panthers, UCD, Rebels, and I want to go Knights.
Yeah, I went the same as you. Exactly the same. Only I had UCD, Rebels, Panthers, Knights.
What do you reckon, Curtis?
Yeah, I think the top three are nailed on there. Like the Rebels are definitely go through it. UCD and Panthers are through already, aren't they? They both clinched. I don't know. It's a tricky one again. I would like to see the Trojans hang on and maybe stay there. To be honest,
what order do you think we'll be in?
I think the top three are nailed on. So I do.
You think it's UCD, Panthers, and then Rebels? Yeah,
and then I think every other team that's in it is playing for fourth. To be honest, and I think that's a 3-horse race then between, like you said, the Knights, the Admirals, and the Trojans. I'd like to see the Trojans do it. But again, just three teams are all kind of in the same level, and any one of them could walk into that fourth spot.
the Vikings are only 2 points out of it, like, as well.
Yeah, right enough, because they're on. Yeah, so right enough, yeah. So yes, that's between 4 teams there. That's a reason.
Yeah.
Which makes it even trickier to call, to be honest.
No, I think the Knights are going to go there. I just think it's their time again.
Well, we'll be closer to knowing this weekend. That Knights Admirals game is going to open things up a wee touch. So it is. So we'll be closer to knowing this weekend.
So if the Knights win and they pump out 24 points difference on the Admirals, then they'll go above the Trojans. On the same amount of games. The Admirals don't need a 7-point difference to go above the Trojans. So, yeah, it's all to play for. All to play for, folks. Never a dull moment in the AFI, you know. So, yeah, if that's everything, boys, that's us for another wee episode of Around AFI.
Yeah, sweet to the beat, mate. Have to spend at some point.
Sweet to the beat, mate. And we'll see you next week for another episode of Around AFI.
See you later.